Hello, and welcome to the super important show. Tonight we pray at the church of the flying spaghetti monster. We learn how not to get away with murder, and we find out the dinosaur that's been alive this entire time. But first, let me introduce you to our two amazing co-hosts. First, Heather Jules Booth. Heather, how are you? I hit the wrong button that showed our other guest, but here you go, Heather. Hello.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. It's also in the description and all that. So, yeah. So let me introduce her. Joy Masters. Joy Masters, how are you?
Hey, guys. Good. How are you?
Good, good. And don't take any thought into the fact that the music stopped playing when we got to you. It's on a timer, and the timer is bad. So in the future, I'm going to turn the timer off. But there's excitement for you, too. I didn't turn it off when we got to you.
Well, you could say that maybe I brought my own excitement.
Right. You definitely did. 100% you did. So, Joy, for people who don't know you, which is insane that anybody wouldn't, tell us a little bit about you.
I am a person. Newsflash.
Deep.
I like to do improv and character stuff if I can. And I love you guys. I'm a big fan of this show. So Thank you for having me on.
And you've already got a fan in the comments with a woohoo. I'm pretty sure that's for you. So thank you, Kate. Hey, hello, Kate. All right, Heather, do you want to get us into this thing already?
Absolutely.
All right, let us do it. World you crazy.
World you crazy, everybody. We have a great World you crazy to start with. It's like I don't even know how to dive into this one. But let's just read the headline. Okay. The Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monsters leaders pirate hat fight continues. Those are not just random words from a word generator. That is a real headline. So if you have not heard of, real fast, this thing called the Church of Flying Spaghetti Monster. This is a real religion that was founded in 2005 by some people who basically formed it to protest against like actual religion.
Right.
It was also.
How did nobody tell me about this? How is this the first time I'm finding out about this?
I don't know. Well, it's only since 2005. It is in opposition to the teaching of intelligent design in public schools. And one of the things they call themselves is they say that it's pastafarianism as opposed to Rastafarianism, and that they worship a spaghetti. It's like a flying spaghetti creature that was like, that's what. Oh, right. The flying spaghetti creature created the universe after drinking heavily.
Makes sense. One
of the things that they do, so it's satire. Obviously, this is satire. But it is like a real religion that people follow in sense of satire. And the reason I give you all this background is one of the things that they do is they wear pasta colanders on their head, or they wear pirate hats. Those are their two choices of headgear. So BC, which I assume is British Columbia, based on where this article's coming from, their leader of that chapter of the Church for the Flying Spaghetti Monster is in fights with like their version of the DMV because he wants to have his ID photo wearing a pirate hat, and the British Columbia DMV is like, no, you can't do that. And he's like, why not? I'm allowed to wear this in my marriage commissioner license. I'm allowed to wear this pirate hat in my firearms acquisition license. He even has a quote. He says, I will let you know that as captain of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster of BC, a legally constituted religious organization in good standing under BC Society Act, I've successfully argued the right to wear religious headgear in conformance with my beliefs on 3 other occasions. He also started this letter to the person that he was writing with, ahoy, Debbie. So he was writing to someone named Debbie, and he started the letter with, ahoy, Debbie. And they said, once again, no, we deem this unacceptable. And they said, we do not recognize you as a member of a religious group that actually requires accommodation in the context of a service customarily available to the public under British Columbia Human Rights Code. So basically they're like, look, we get what you're doing. We don't think your religion is real. Therefore, we are not allowing you to wear a pirate hat in this this photo. And then he, you know, they're just in an argument about this. He says, "You're denying me and my crewmates the accommodation we seek."
Right, but to Melissa's point, he came prepared. He came ready to go.
He absolutely came ready to go. He was ready to go. He had all his facts, his reasons, his vernacular. He was ready for it. He's like, I'm gonna fight this fight. I do love that other ID card / places where you go to government agency type things did allow him to wear this pirate hat, which I think is pretty interesting.
Right, I showed it.
Yeah.
I will show it again. Yeah, I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't really see what the problem with this is. It's just a pirate hat.
Right. I mean, you're not supposed to wear hats at all because it's hard to identify and people like look different or whatever.
So
but like,
is that the actual reason behind it? I didn't know that. So
yeah, like you're not supposed to wear glasses and you're not supposed to wear like a hat of any kind so that like there's more defining characteristics of a person, except there are religious exceptions to it. And he's like, well, if there are religious exceptions.
Right. He's like, I am a religious exception. And they're like, no.
Right.
So, and it's pretty funny that if like Canadians are like, no.
Right.
I just think
we're pretty chill. What you were gonna say, Jay?
Oh no, I'm sorry. So at first I thought maybe they created the religion in order to wear a hat in their government IDs. But it sounds like this was created a long time ago, or longish ago, long before this happened anyway.
Right.
It's only 2005. That was yesterday.
But I honestly thought it was first he wasn't allowed to wear the hat, and then he's like, all right, I'm creating a religion so that I can wear this hat. That's what I thought at first. I'm a little bit disappointed that's not how it works.
Yeah, no.
But who is that person to say? Who is that ID giver outer to say that this isn't a real religion? I have a problem with that, because even though it's ridiculous, if it is an established religion, it's not up to that person to say, no, this isn't true. I don't recognize your religion. It's like, that's not up to you. Like he could say that about Christianity. You could say that about any sect of any other religion.
Right. And you can't say like, you can't say like, well, you might be wrong, because it's like, well, every religion but one is wrong, assuming that any one of them is right. You don't know. So like, what makes Flying Spaghetti Monster any less real than some of the other ones?
I mean,
would you like to hear about their afterlife, their belief in the afterlife?
Of course I do.
Their afterlife, their concept of heaven is a beer volcano and sex workers. Their version of hell is stale beer and sex workers with STDs. So,
okay. I mean,
British Columbia was like, no.
All right. Well, I'm doing more research into this Flying Spaghetti Monster religion, because I feel like I found it. I feel like I found what I'm gravitating towards.
Let's be real. It feels like something that a bunch of drunk comedians one night were like, you know what? This is religion now.
Right. Or like a John Oliver thing. It feels like a John Oliver thing where he's like, you know what? Fuck y'all. All y'all. I'm making a religion, and I'm making the silliest one possible. I'm on board. I think this person should be able to wear a pirate
they
hat.
have wine. That's insane. I just discovered that there's like literally a bottle of wine for them.
That they like make themselves?
I don't know if they make it, but it looks like it was a marketed product.
Yeah, we're doing a whole show on this.
Yeah, we're gonna get some of that wine.
Do we want to move on to Joy Master's story?
I think so.
Joy.
It's not as exciting. I also am curious why you gave me this story.
I will introduce the story, and I will tell you why.
Okay, so the title of this story is "Woman Who Wrote How to Murder Your Husband" essay. Do it single quotes. Faces murder trial in husband's death. Mm-hmm. Sounds open and shut. I'm gonna read her essay. I think that Justin wants me to kill it.
No. Okay. So the reason I gave it to you is because if you try and kill me, now everybody can go back to the tape here and know that you are going to try and kill me. So this is sort of like my version of you writing a How to Kill Your Husband story, So I feel like it's decreasing the likelihood that you will kill me.
I feel like you tricked me, and I feel like this would be evidence of you asking me to kill you, and so that would be my defense: is no, Your Honor, he wanted it.
Right. For the record, I am not asking you to do that.
Okay.
Just so.
All I heard, I'm sorry, you cut out there. I heard you're asking. That's what I
Right.
heard.
No, but play the tape back later. The audio is fine. The audio is definitely
I'm
fine.
recording my own. All right, so Nancy Crampton Brophy, here we go, is on trial for murder in the 2018 death of her culinary instructor husband, Dan Brophy. There's a picture of them. You have a picture of her.
I have a picture of her. I don't have a picture of them.
Well, I mean, her arms are around his neck in the picture I'm seeing, so maybe this is prophetic. I don't know. But basically, one morning he works for the Culinary Institute, and he was filling buckets of ice and water at a sink, preparing for his day as instructor at the Oregon Culinary Institute. And someone came into the kitchen, shot him in the back. He fell to the ground, was shot in the chest at close range, and he was found by students a short time later. And then it says everybody was shocked because everybody loved him, blah, blah, blah. And nobody was more distraught about it than his wife, the self-published. I think that's an important thing there. Self-published romance novelist who sold Medicare and life insurance policies. And on Facebook, she says, for those of you who are close to me and feel this deserves a phone call, you're right. But I'm struggling to make sense of everything right now, she wrote, the day after his death. So those who knew Brophy wondered how anyone could harbor animosity against him. One of his students said that was in complete shock. Everybody's in shock. They also say he was known for his dry wit, known as witticisms or Brophyisms. So a nice, good character. He also had other charming quirks, like making students wear oven mitts when they neglected to wash their hands, or making them wear a sombrero or clown hat if they forgot their chef's hats. I'm starting to see that maybe there's somebody else that wanted him dead.
Yeah.
Maybe someone had a fear of clowns and really took umbrage with wearing a clown hat. So then it says, but in September of 2018, in a twist befitting her own romantic mystery novels, Crampton Brophy, the author of the 2011 tongue-in-cheek essay on her website entitled How to Murder Your Husband, was charged with murder. And then 3 years after her arrest, she's standing trial. That's a long time. I don't know how long murder trials take, but it feels like she's been like hanging out in jail this whole time. The article doesn't say.
Yeah, she could have been out on bail too. I feel like she probably would have been.
Yeah, and it says prosecutors allege. So they allege. See, there's a lot of misinformation here. They allege that she killed her husband to benefit from a 1.5 million life insurance policy. That should be something you can easily prove. And then it says she executed what she perhaps believed to be the perfect plan. This is what the sheriff's department is saying. And then all the leads the detectives followed up on all point back to Nancy Brophy. Again, what leads didn't they follow up on?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like there's some holes here.
My dad's in the comments. He's suggesting he's asking if the food was that bad that he cooked at his culinary institute. Maybe it was like real bad, and he
and he got shot for bad cooking.
Right.
Maybe, Laurel. Maybe if you're calling yourself a culinary expert and you cook bad food, then maybe you deserve to be shot. False advertising. I don't know. I mean, I take my food very seriously, and if I'm going into a place to get some good food and I get bad food, I'm mad.
So the people can see what this woman looks like. This is the lady, a little bit older than I think in the picture that Joy had seen. And as I'm going to put in exhibit whatever into evidence, the book that she wrote, which is The Wrong Husband. That feels like more admission. There's the article, and then there's The Wrong Husband with this like Jack dude. So like, I'm just saying, that's exhibit something.
Wait, what's the tagline in this? This is a vacation and we are going to have a fabulous time. What kind of tagline is that?
And wrong never, no, the tagline is wrong never felt so right. Which is down at the bottom.
Above that, it says
wait, and it's book 4.
Right. So like, she's 4 books into the fact that she's married to the wrong guy.
Oh, and that's a cruise ship, not a knife in this logo. I thought it was a knife. I just realized it's just a
I can
cruise
see
ship.
that.
I have so many questions about this book.
Right? So the fact that this is book 4, I'm wondering what the other one was like. Oops. How did I? Who
I
gave
hope
me
it's
this
just
open?
oops. I hope it's just called oops.
Oops. Wrong husband again.
Right, you just keep killing them until you get the right one. Apparently, that's.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't do that.
But they were married. They were married for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, I think 27 years. It said, and it says. Nancy Crampton Brophy has always been thoroughly, madly, crazy in love with Daniel Brophy, and she still is today. That's the lawyer, her lawyer, telling the jury this. And she also told the jury that, wait, hold on, where did it say? It said something about, so she could not, that's what it was. Said to the jury, my client had no reason to kill her husband and did not benefit from his violent death.
Except for the 1.6 million that she's going to get.
Right.
Yeah, I also want to call out Michelle in the comments. Oops, I did it again. Oops, the third. Finally.
Yes.
The lead ups. Yes.
If Britney Spears married the wrong husband several different times.
Mm-hmm. She's pregnant again, by the way. We don't have a story about that, but she's pregnant.
Maybe we should.
Next time.
So they basically all the students say that she was the love of his life, and affectionately he called her management.
Right.
There's a lot of quotations in this.
Just to be careful, BRB looking into my husband's life insurance policy from Melissa. Matt, if you're listening,
happening on this
look
podcast
out
tonight.
Look out, Matt.
So
we'll send you the article so you know how you're going to.
So disturbed by a lot of things happening tonight.
Do we have anything else we want to talk about with this? Should we move on? You have more?
Can I just tell you the last?
Yeah, please.
So it says, and again, this is a weird article. It's People Magazine online that it has this. It's just weird because I feel like there's not a lot of reporting. It's just like I heard this, and I heard this.
Mm-hmm.
What are the facts? So then it says, this is Brophy saying this, the woman. She's like, I can't tell you when I fell in love with my husband, but I can relate the moment I decided to marry him. I was in the bath. It was a big bathtub. I expected him to join me, and when he was delayed, I called out, are you coming? His answer convinced me he was Mr. Right. Yes, but I'm making hors d'oeuvres. And she says, can you imagine spending the rest of your life without a man like that?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Allegedly.
Right. Because it's a 2-week trial. I think they're anticipating it being 2 weeks, so we will try and do our best to pay attention to this and let you guys know how the story ends.
I feel like we know how it's going to end.
We don't. I mean, innocent until proven guilty, Heather. Innocent until proven guilty. Even if there is.
Look at that book title. Come on, look at that book cover.
Even if there is this.
She's already at number 5.
That book, that is like literally the kind of thing where like your friend brings you this and she goes, look what I wrote. And you look at it and you're like, doing okay, Nancy? Do you need to talk? Do we want to talk?
Right. Isn't it also the kind of thing where like your buddy's like, oh, your wife's an author. Like, what is she writing? Like, nothing. Right. Nothing. She's not writing anything. Nothing.
Or you literally just go, she wrote a book called How to Get Away with, or How to Murder My Husband. And you're just like, you doing okay? Everything?
Yeah.
You feel safe?
Is everything okay? Do you need to blink twice?
I'm gonna leave a go bag at my place.
Yeah. We got a couch. Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to our third weird ass story. Similar to Joy's, there's not a lot of details here, but the details that are here are all you really need to know. Apparently, somebody used Axe body spray, did an Axe body spray dare, and now they have no nipples. So let's talk about how that works. Apparently, there was this urban legend going around that if you that spraying yourself with 2 cans of Axe body spray would hurt you tremendously. So a bunch of kids in Oxford tried it, so one guy stood there shirtless. He was not in Liverpool. Sorry, in Liverpool, stood there shirtless while a friend of his sprayed 2 cans of Axe body spray on his nipples in very rapidly. And according to him, it was sort of a the best way I can describe this is a Terminator situation, like Terminator 2, where they froze the Terminator and then he shattered into a million pieces. According to this kid, they did that. He felt intense pain. Seemingly some sort of frostbite thing happened, and then because his friend was a huge dick, went over and flicked his nipples, and then according to the guy, they just fell off. This all happened while they were in school, while they were coming out of gym class. So he flicked them off, and then the bell rang, and they all had to go to class. And apparently, this kid went to his German class to learn German, and one of the people was like, "Hey, I think you're bleeding," and then like just circles of blood like went out around him. He was offered to go to the nurse. He declined because for some reason he felt like he did need to do it. And then I want to read this quote, but my eyes are bad. These days he has regrets. I put myself in a position because I accepted the dare. He said, now that I look back on it, it's stupid. It happened. Now I have no nipples. So that's our story. I feel like if you use 2 cans of Axe body spray, bad things are going to happen no matter what. But losing your nipples forever feels like a big punishment. There are some doctors who said, I don't know if that's really possible. This kid attests to it, but because he was like young, they would not show his chest because there was like laws against that. So we don't have specific proof of it. Joy, you look in a little bit of shock, so I'm curious what you're thinking.
Well, I'm curious if it actually happened that way, but also then I started thinking, well, is that the best way to lose your nipples? Like if you had to, I mean, I don't know. Like if an accident
is that the worst? Is that the best way to lose your nipples? Is that the quote you just said?
Yes, because
because you inevitably have to lose your nipples. So if you're gonna do it, like,
is it better to have them frozen? Because it almost sounds like it didn't really hurt all that much. Almost like it was numb from being frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And then so when they fell off and he didn't realize he was bleeding at first. I'm wondering if that actually was the best way to do it if it was going to happen, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
As opposed to, I don't know, someone coming up with scissors.
Yeah. We're jumping into our would you rathers early.
Yeah. Would you rather?
Michelle said, I like the sentence that teens' nipples fall off after Axe dare goes wrong. Works if Axe means body spray or an actual axe. That's true. It's true.
That's a good point.
Both are excellent ways to get your nipples frozen off, as Joy seemingly now prefers.
I think it might be less painful.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine if that's the way we want to go with this. Heather, what are your thoughts?
I immediately flew to Google more about this story because I want to know more about the story. And of course, there's like an entire Reddit post about it. And someone's like, not only did this rumor exist, but apparently they also said that your nipples will grow back afterwards.
What? He's a starfish.
Another person saying that they did this once to themselves with aerosol deodorant as a kid. They sprayed it on the back of their hand for a few seconds, and then it started burning, and they had frozen dead skin on the back of their hand for a few months. Jesus Christ.
Could you imagine, to Joy's point, she just said like starfish thing. Could you imagine if that was the only part of our body that was fucking starfish? That like your nipples were the only part that grew back? You're like, you was a finger and your evolution was like, you don't need that. But
evolution was like, but.
Yeah, but a guy's nipples will definitely grow back, even though they're completely useless. That would enrage me so much. But I'm never going to find out because I'm never going to freeze them off. I do.
Well, if you change your mind, Dustin, I'll help you.
Nope. Completely unrelated to the podcast. Michelle wanted to comment Heather's necklace. I think that's a fair compliment. So I wanted to make sure everybody else saw that as well. All right. So
New Orleans alligator.
So I don't. It feels like we don't have anything else to say about this Axe body spray nest other than it is ridiculous.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, kids.
Which
Let me
means
cross it off the list.
which means it is time to move on to What the Fact, where I ask you guys 3 ridiculous questions, and then you try and guess the answer. And chat, we're looking at you. We're looking for you guys too. We want to see what opinions you guys have. So let us get into our first question. This one is about, we have a couple of animal ones tonight, a bunch of animal ones tonight actually. What do male billy goats do to attract a mate? And I will give you guys our 3 different options. Sing a scream song until they lose their voice, pee on their own legs and face, or hit the female goat in the head very hard.
I think it's A. Oh, sorry.
Okay. No, Joy, you go first. You're going to go with A?
I think it's A because I think they hit male goats in the head when they're fighting for them.
Okay.
And I don't know about the P. Although it could be the P.
Okay, but you're going to go with A, the scream a song. Okay.
Yeah. Based off all the YouTube videos we've seen of screaming goats.
That they were all trying to woo somebody.
And that's kind of how I got you. So
okay.
Makes sense.
Heather.
I'm gonna woo you all because I also think that it's A. Consider yourselves wooed.
I feel very warm right now.
Oh my goodness!
If this isn't actually the answer, well, you've just had a goat scream at you.
Yeah.
I think it. I legitimately. I mean, not only was that just a coincidentally great thing to be able to pull out, that just happens to be sitting here. I do actually think it's A.
And Heather is pointing out that she's done all 3 to attract one. So fair.
Michelle has. Yes.
Michelle did, yeah.
Yes, Michelle. This goat is available.
So upsetting. But guys, guess what?
What's not? What is it?
It's pee on their own legs, beard and face.
Wow, the least choice that I thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I would have sooner picked C. This was the one this choice I was like, no, it's not this thing.
Right. It apparently, like, it helps them smell, and that smell is attractive to other goats, which I don't understand how. But just so you know, if you're ever looking to woo a billy goat, pee on yourself, and you'll be all set. A female billy.
How do they pee on their own beard and face?
Yeah, I'm curious about
my
that.
gut is that they probably like go on their back and sort of get like a stream going,
like a jet stream.
Yeah,
okay.
that'd be my guess. I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with like billy goat urination, but that's where I would lead. Question number 2. What substance are tigers, jaguars, and leopards so attracted to that they go into a trance?
Is it Axe body spray?
It is not. It's not. But
it's almost.
Oh my.
Chanel number 5, Calvin Klein, Obsession for Men, or Drakkar Noir. I feel like we all know the answer to this, but I'm gonna.
It's B. It's absolutely B.
Why do you think it's B?
I know this story. I've heard this story.
Have you? I hate Drakkar, so I'm gonna go with B as well.
Okay. I'm disappointed to find out that you knew the answer already, because yes, it is in fact Calvin Klein Obsession for Men.
It's like to the point that zoos and sanctuaries that have like tried to find bottles of it because it's like not made anymore or it's not as readily available. I was reading about this and that they like want to find it because it makes them so like happy. They love it.
It's almost like giant cat.
It's like this weird giant catnip. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
And Melissa saying, I'm a cougar and I love it. You're not a cougar. You're not a cougar. And Michelle saying, we're all 3. No, a local catch if you know 3. Yeah. Yeah, I need to Google videos of that because now I need to see that happening. All right, so here's the third one. This is the one that I think, if you don't know it, will probably blow your mind. It's about dinosaurs. Which one of these dinosaurs never really existed? Was never an actual dinosaur that happened? Is it Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Triceratops, or the Brontosaurus? One of these dinosaurs is not real. And now I'm not saying like in the like dinosaurs aren't real, they were put here by Satan, kind of way. I'm saying in the like genuinely this type of dinosaur didn't exist.
But don't they have all of these at the Natural History Museum?
Well, they don't have one of them.
And I'm gonna guess C because
random.
Well, no, because they have a T-Rex.
Okay.
And I thought they had a Triceratops, but all right, go for it.
All right, you're gonna go with B. Heather, what are you thinking?
I'm going with C because I think I read this somewhere. Like this,
yeah.
Before you put the choices up, I was going to go, I think it's Brontosaurus, but we'll see.
Well, now I'm disappointed again that you guys knew this one because it is in fact the Brontosaurus. Basically at the time where they were discovering like a lot of dinosaurs all at once, there was like a group of like rival dinosaur people who were like trying to find different animals or trying to find different dinosaurs. And I guess there's a dinosaur called the Apatosaurus or whatever it was. And they had discovered the Apatosaurus, and then they discovered another dinosaur that looked like bigger and scarier or whatever. And it turns out it was just a better preserved version. They called it the Brontosaurus, but it turns out it was just a better preserved version than the Apatosaurus. So like there really was no Brontosaurus, but by the time they figured it out, like it had gotten so into pop culture, it was on like the Flintstones and shit, that they couldn't bring it back. So now everybody thinks that there was a Brontosaurus, but in reality, it's like a fake dinosaur that doesn't exist in any real way. So if anybody ever refers to a Brontosaurus, they are a liar. That is not an actual dinosaur. It was just, we can't pull it back. So go forth and tell people about that, because that's fucking crazy. That like crazy. This dinosaur that we thought was a thing is not a thing. My mind is blown. Your guys' minds aren't as blown as mine, but they should be, because it's crazy. So let us get into our would you rathers. Keep the show on moving. Heather, we will come to you first.
I will also throw out there, listen, my mind is blown enough by the billy goats peeing on themselves thing. So I'm still like, I can't believe that that's a thing. Oh man, the would you rathers tonight these are going to be 2 out of 3 tough ones. My question, would you rather know the meaning to life or your purpose in life?
Ooh.
I mean, Joy, the guest, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it to you.
Thanks. Well,
yeah, I know. You're welcome.
Those 2 things could be the same.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Oh, man. I think, you know what? In the end, if you know your purpose in life, then do you need to know the meaning? Like the general meaning? Because you know your purpose to serve, I guess. I'll go with purpose just because I'm currently looking for mine. And I'd like to know it.
Okay, so you're going to go with purpose.
I'm going to go with purpose.
Cool.
All right, Dustin, what about you?
I think I'm going to go with purpose too, because I feel like if I could figure out my purpose in life, then I can extrapolate the meaning of life. It depends. Like, I guess it depends on like how big of a book you're looking at, you know, in terms of like how complex of a story. Because if my purpose in life is ultimately to kick a rock, that way in a million years, like, you know, the cure for something will be invented and everybody will be able to live forever, then that's going to be like hugely disappointing. You know, like if otherwise everything was like meaningless, it's going to be hugely disappointing. So actually, you know what? I'm going to change my mind to the meaning of life, because then at least like I know that I'll know some shit, versus if I go with the purpose of my life, it could be like really meaningless in the grand scheme of things, and then I'll be super disappointed. I can pretend like it's super meaningful if I go with the meaning of life, because then I can make up something that goes like, oh, well, I'm here because of X or Y. So I'm going to go with meaning of life. What about you, Heather?
This is such a difficult question, because I feel like I have such a dark outlook on this, which is just like, I don't know that I think there's any meaning or purpose. I think we're all just randomly here. I think it's all science, and we're all just like randomly happen to be here. I don't.
Well, I think I do want to point to Michelle's. Dustin disappointed that he discovered the secret of eternal life. A little bit, because I don't get to be part of it. Like Like in this story, I have died like a million years prior. So like, it's cool that I took part in it, but like I don't benefit from it anyway. Is all I'm saying. So it's a little bit disappointing. Anyway, Heather, I'm sorry I don't want to interrupt you.
I mean, I don't think everyone wants to sit and listen to me be dark and depressing about meanings of life and purpose of life.
We do want to hear your.
I wish there was like an in-between answer that was a little more like the science of things, or I don't know.
Well, that could be the meaning of life.
And that's
right.
I feel like I'm leaning more towards that because of that aspect of like that like the sciencey part of it of just like the universe and what the things that made it happen and how it came to exist and like I know there's all the scientific theory, but it's still like cool, this thing happened, the rocks and cosmos. Yeah, because that's that's the most sciencey way to describe it.
Exactly.
So I guess I would go with that sooner than anything. I don't think that there's a purpose. I think we're just random. We're random combinations of sperms and eggs.
So if you had to pick, then you're going with meaning of life.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to go with meaning of life.
Okay. All right.
The chat.
Chad has not jumped in on this one really. Chad, if you have opinions, if you're in that like my mind is blown, I don't really know mode, that's fine too. We move on to our next question.
Well, hold on. I would like to just say something about my purpose.
Yeah. No, please.
The reason why I chose it was there could be a meaning of life, unlike what Dustin said. Maybe I don't have anything to do with it. Like maybe the meaning of life is unicorns are real, which they could be. I have photographic evidence, but they could be real, and maybe that has nothing to do with me. But if I know that my purpose in the world, like if I perform, I don't know, street cleaning or something, and that's what is necessary to keep society or keep the world going or whatever it is, then that's enough for me. I don't need to know the overall thing. At least I know that I'm doing my part to fulfill whatever it is.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
I don't know. That's why I chose it.
And Melissa's supporting you, saying unicorns are real. Explain narwhals and rhinos. Good point.
I'll show you my photographs, Melissa. It's from Life magazine, 1984. My grandmother gave it to me. I still have it tucked away safely.
Nice. All right. Do we want to move on to Joy's question?
No, because it's terrible.
Yeah, I don't. This one either. Okay.
This one's a dark one. This one is admittedly a dark one.
This is really dark, Dustin.
It says you had a theme of darkness here. Okay.
Yeah.
So every year, would you rather every year on your birthday, someone tries to kill you, or you have to save the people you love most on your birthday? So either you're gonna die, or your loved one's gonna die, possibly. Heather.
But in both cases, neither is required. Like
No,
they're not definitely going to kill you.
Attempted.
Right.
There's an attempt.
Michelle.
Right. Michelle, as usual, going both for the chaos.
I think that I hate this. Yeah, I hate this question because it's like both are terribly, horribly anxiety-inducing. Just like great way to dread everything. Melissa saying every year it happens, no one ever dies. I think that I go with the you have to save a loved one because I feel like the statistics of being able to, I don't know what statistics, I've decided I've made up statistics that in my mind I have a better chance of saving the loved one than like someone trying to, like I feel like eventually someone's going to succeed in killing me. But also that's true. Michelle says, I hate this. I'd pick the first one because I don't want to put my loved ones in danger. But the way I'm taking it is that you don't get the choice. Like they are in danger. So you have to save them. I don't know.
Yeah.
And also pointing out her birthday is in 2 weeks. So she'll be super stressed.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody do that to Michelle. Nobody try and kill Michelle or one of her loved ones. That's,
No.
Guys, I'm serious. Don't. right. So what are you going to go with? You're going with save a loved one.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with, because I'm going to assume that I'm good at it and I save them, and that like I'm going to try and look at it from the positive standpoint. Like, I succeed, I save them.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, the someone trying to kill me. Like, also, do you know who's trying to kill you, or is it like you never know? I don't know.
You never know. Yeah. Well, to that point, my dad is asking, is this like the Purge? No, because it's just you. It's just like it's the Purge. It's the Purge for one person. Like, it's for whatever reason. Hey, look, it's a would you rather. It's a dark one. We can move on because it seems like this one is scarring you guys.
But Dustin, what would you do?
I would go with have the person try and kill me for the same reason Michelle had said it, because like if somebody kills me, then like I'm dead and I'm super bummed out about being dead. But like if somebody killed one of my loved ones, then I would like it would just haunt me forever because it was like my fault. So like I would probably just build some sort of safe room, and every year on my birthday go into that safe room. But I'd build like 50 safe rooms so that like the person who was trying to kill me would never know which safe room I was going to be in, so that like they couldn't try and like figure out like, okay, I'll stop the ventilation, or I'll do this, because they'd have to do it to like 50 different safe rooms. So I feel like as long as I did that, I could probably make it through the day, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it like anybody else, because I could just focus on keeping me alive. So
well, I mean, with those hacks, that you're like convincing me more into that side.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, like if you know it's coming.
I mean, I like the concept of like I would build all these rooms and then it's like slightly more random. Yeah.
Right.
No, because I agree. I did not think of it from this perspective of like you are deliberately putting a person in danger, and I would not choose that.
Mm.
Like,
also,
I would not
you don't know which person.
Yeah, that's true too.
So I would.
Topping is suggesting, is it every birthday right? I feel like I could train for this. Yeah, like you build up some skills. That's all I'm saying. And Melissa's agreeing with her. Joy, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I'm agreeing with Topping, and I think, and with you too, Justin, I guess, because I would rather only have to protect one person as opposed to like all of my loved ones. I'd have to get them. They're all in different places, so I'd have to like gather them at a secret location every year and try to protect them. Whereas like if I just have to worry about me, then if I'm gone, at least I know I didn't mess it up for somebody else. I guess. But also, JM there says, so is it a poison birthday cake and you can eat it all or none? That would be even crueler, I think. If someone's like, here's some lovely cake. Is it poisoned?
Right, you definitely not eat on that day. That would definitely be a day of fasting, just to be safe.
Yeah, but I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I can say no to cake.
Sure. But if you thought there was like a 50% chance it was poison, you probably could. And Morning Roast pointing out, Justin telling you about someone killing him on Reddit. Yeah, because people are trying to kill me like all the time. I've told that to Joy a bunch of times. Everything's trying to kill me most of the time. So, like, it's just a reality of the situation.
I think maybe you should stop giving them essays on how to kill you.
I mean, there's so many ways. It's so easy. I'm very sneak-upable.
I mean, you have just given potential murderers, like this hint that you're going to build a bunch of safe rooms, and yeah.
Right, but they don't know where. They could be anywhere. Cool. Okay. You want to move on? Do we have all our answers in, or should we move on to our next one?
Well, so chat was on the side of someone tries to kill you?
I think chat is siding with the killing you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we'll go with that. And we will move on because this question is traumatic for people. All right. I don't remember what my question is.
It's really funny. I like this. This question's funny.
Okay. Would you rather, on a daily basis, be able to poop someone else's pants, or be handed $100? So you could just look at them and they would immediately poop their pants. Heather, I'm going to go to you first. I feel like I know what the answer it is, but I want to hear you say it.
And I'm 100% choosing the money because once again, I've many times talked on this podcast about how money does help make things easier. And to just know that you can get $100, that would help a lot on like days where you're just like low on money. Where you're like, this is going to be a rough week. I have to tighten my belt. And you're like, oh, I get $100. But that's not to say that I didn't read this question and was absolutely delighted by the concept of like the temptation of somebody that you just cannot fucking stand. And you just know that like you could look at them and like, you know what's happening, and then you get to watch them have it happen, but then you're like, they don't want to tell.
But you're still going with the money. You're still ultimately
I'm still going with the money. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. But I do love the I don't know what the right word is, but I love the concept of this.
Okay. Melissa is asking.
Well, that's a twist, Melissa. That's a twist.
What if it's $100 every day, but it disappears at midnight, but then you get a new $100? Meaning, like, if you don't spend it, then
right. I was just going to say, what if I know that's what's going to happen, and I go, well, then I will just go spend it. Then I could stockpile things that I need. Because
then it's like a Brewster's Millions of $100, which you could totally do. And Morning Roast, extort people to give you $100 a day, or you'll poop their pants. At this point, yeah,
I like that.
That's a definite good way to do it.
I like that.
Did you say? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, because I don't think there's a law against it, right? There's no law that says like that, like black, like you know what I mean? Like you can just do it. Anyway, try.
There is probably a law that you can't just walk up to someone and be like, "Give me $100,"
or you
don't. What do you mean, give me $100? And you go, "Do you like shitting?" Like I feel like eventually someone would.
Right, but there's no law. There's no current law that says you can't threaten somebody with magic, like in that kind of way. Right? I think it's the magic problem. Joy, you were going to say something. I cut you off. Go ahead.
I don't remember now, but it's still a threat. It's still a threat. You would get arrested if you tried
eventually.
To do that.
Right. You would get away with it for a little bit, and then eventually you'd be on the news or something. They'd be like, watch out for this person. If they walk up to you and ask for $100, you might wind up shitting.
Michelle did the math. She would be taking the money because $36,500 would be an absolute game changer. But the gift of inducing poopy pants is glorious. It is. It is amazing.
She had also said at one point that she feels like this says a lot about the inside of Dustin's mind.
Yeah, well, like trying to keep it different.
Also, Morning Rose says that I had definitely put Visine in someone's coffee. I can neither confirm nor deny.
All right, so Joy, where are you going with?
100. I need the 100. I need the 100. It is tempting to want to make someone poop their pants, to have like that secret power in your back pocket, or their back pocket. But still, I feel like that would, and not that I'm a goody two shoes, but I do feel like that would promote negativity and hatred and whatnot, and put that out into the world. Whereas getting 100, I can do whatever I want with it. I can do it for good. I can buy really nice scotch, or I can, take Dustin out for his last meal before
you murder me? Before you murder me?
Yeah, it'll be a really good steak. The $100 steak isn't bad.
My dad's saying he would take the 100 and put it on in some layaway item. You could. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that, like, you could do the other thing. That's all I'm saying. Like, one of them's a lot more fun. That's all I'm saying. So it seems like chat is gonna go that way. I'm gonna be the opposite guy here. I'm gonna say I want to do the.
I knew you were gonna pick this.
Because think of that, like you said, the power there is glorious. Like, believe me, I want the money. I very much like $100 every day, but knowing that at any point you could just like really ruin somebody's day for like, because the thing is, you don't have to make them poop their pants, but you can make them poop their pants, and like that sort of thing. Like if there's like, oh, this person is always annoying in meetings, like great way to get them out of a meeting. Oh, this person like you know, is doing a show with me, and they're always like weird and say like crazy things. Here, poop your pants. Now you're not in the show. Like, you can really like control somebody's situation.
Dustin Diodato comes up with the new way to edit a scene.
Right, is have the person poop their pants, and then they're done. They're done. So it's like I don't know. I'm always gonna go with superpower versus money, because like you're the only person with that superpower. So I'm gonna always go that way. So that's me. But you guys don't. So, but I mean, clearly $100 won.
Ooh,
So
one more question.
Yeah.
Question. Do you have to make somebody poop their pants? Like
No.
in a day? And you only get one, right? So it's not like if you had a bunch of people who you wanted to like collectively poop.
Right. You only get one, but you're not required to do it. If you were required to do it, that would be like that'd be a weirder, harder thing, because like I don't leave the apartment that often. So like
You would always make me.
no, I would have to go. I would have to go outside and like be like, I don't know that guy. Like, so that would be weirder. I would feel a lot weirder about just having to like find random people.
Making eye contact with them to like get them to poop, or can you just like think about them and they poop?
No, I think you have to like physically be looking at them. I think that's the requirement. Is that like, because the eye contact thing, eventually people will catch on. They're like, wait a minute.
Right.
Every
They're
time
like,
you and
"Why
I
are
make
you
eye
looking at
contact,
me?"
right? But I think you have to like physically be looking. Like, I don't think you can just be like, I'll think about George Clooney, and then George Clooney pooped his pants. So, but
That'd be more powerful.
But it'd be fun to go to the Oscars for that reason. That like if somebody won and you're like, that person shouldn't have won, and then like halfway up the stage they pooped their pants, and now that happened. You know, I'm just saying it's the right choice, guys. Yeah, Chris is suggesting do it like a Samantha knows Twitch, which is a reference that the younger people will not get anyway. Cool. All right. So I think that's it, guys. I think that's our show. I think that's all of our weird, crazy things. Joy, where can people find out more about what is going on in your world?
Well, they could call you.
They could. That is an option.
I perform at the Armory. It's like every other Friday with Beginners Club Improv.
Wait, hold on. I have a graphic, but I have to take down the other graphic. I'm doing everything wrong. Everything is going south.
Yeah,
we were so close.
If you see a brontosaurus, then you'll know I'm doing it wrong.
All right, here we go. I ruined everything with a graphic.
It's good. We got extra time. Look at us ending early.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I'm also on April 24th for Ladies' Night variety show that the wonderful Kate Martino is hosting at Young Ethel's. It's at 7 p.m. I'm doing character improv with Sweet Manhattan, which also includes the wonderful Jamie Fallon and the wonderful Christine Pinheiro.
Don't forget to follow Joy at the Laughing Moon on
Yes.
Instagram.
Oh, yes, that's me right there.
Where she takes
And I'll try to be better at social media, so you might even be able to tell what's happening in my life, other than pictures of trees and bridges.
Cool. Heather, what about you?
I think this Saturday we're doing Shot for Shot Waitress at Shillelagh, and I think that's it right now. Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
All
More
right.
stuff soon.
Okay. And for me, you can follow the Super Important Stuff Instagram account. We post all sorts of fun stuff there. And then also, if you want to stick around this YouTube channel for a few days, you can come back on Thursday for the next How Should I Know event. And I think I have the picture of the folks who are going to be in it, which is EJ Baker, Maddie Kirsch, and Sean Wickens are all going to be on the show. It's breaking out a little bit of a lot of times we will go for like Armory folks, but this is some folks outside of the Armory who are really, really funny people. Fun fact: Maddie was was one of the bears in the SNL sketch Bear City. So a long time ago, but he was one of the bears. So yeah. So that's what we got going on. Thank you guys so much for watching us. We will enjoy. Thank you so much for being our guest. You are amazing as usual. You're wonderful.
Get out of here.
You are. You're wonderful. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, and we will see you again. I'll see you again on Thursday, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.